Okay, right, we're going to do two of the Virabhadrasanas. There's two variations of the Virabhadrasanas. They're also known as warrior. So we're going to do warrior one. So on this one, we're going to be facing, our hips are going to be facing the front. And I'll show you a couple of variations because I know you might struggle a little bit with your balance. So we're going to start off in mountain pose. So we're going to start off in Tadasana. So come sort of to the front edge of your mat. Okay. Now I'm going to take my left foot back. Okay. Now we want to keep our toes wide, get some stability. So I'd say the less wide you are, I might be a little bit unstable, so try and take it quite wide. Now, as opposed to when we're doing Trikonasana, this back foot, we don't want to drop it in, we don't want to drop the arch in, we want to keep that arch lifted. If we drop it in, we're going to put a lot of pressure, we're going to rotate that in a knee, and it could cause us some problems. So we want to try and keep that arch lifted, but with all of our toes still planted firmly on the floor. But this back foot, it's facing not quite the front, but you just want it out a little bit, okay? You'll know it. If you turn it too far in, you're going to be wobbling. So my front foot, if this is 12 o'clock, my front foot's probably at about 11 o'clock. Okay, so it's just a little bit out. So we're going to bring our hips around to the front. If you are struggling with your balance, you can either take your back foot and rest it up against a skirting board, or you can just take a foam block. So I'll do this side using some stability for balance. So again, there we go. So that feels a lot more stable. Okay. So I'm going to bring our body around to the front. So this is what our hips want to do. You will be feeling it in the back of your calf. Alright. So really press that back foot. We're really trying to use this back foot here, this back leg. I can't really feel anything at the moment in my front foot. You might find you might need to shuffle it forward. So I'm going to bring my shoulders round and back. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to start then, see I need to feel like I need to shuffle forward, because what we don't want is this knee to overshoot the ankle. We want the knee and the ankle to what we call stack. You might not get that far, you might get like that, as long as you're not totally overshooting it. And you're really going to feel it in your lower groin, but try not to come out to the side. Alright, try not to make this front knee go out or in. That's going to actually damage your leg, it's going to damage your knee. So make sure this knee doesn't go above the ankle and the leg stays parallel with your mat. Okay, and again, I'm not leaning forward, I'm not doing a Pitasana, bring the back. And again, I'm not dipping in my lumbar, I can't feel anything in my lumbar. And when we're ready, bring the arms up there. You might find, oh, I can go it a little bit further the longer you are in the pose. Yeah. There shouldn't be any shaky legs. If you're shaky, just come up a little bit because you went a little bit too far. Nice and stable. Take a good few breaths, and when you're ready, come up, turn your feet round, and then we'll just go to the other side. So I'm not using support on the other side, it's just to show you. So we're going to turn the feet quite almost all the way around, but not quite. So my right foot is now about 1 o'clock. I'm going to completely turn. So if we stay in this alignment, we should be okay on both sides. So don't come back in and out of the pose, go back to sort of standard pose and things like that. Okay. So I'm going to bring my hips round. So this time I want my hips round. Remember that knee. Remember to lift the arch of that back foot. Don't let it drop in, because your hip will dip and your knee will twist and it will rotate, and it could be long term, it could really damage your knee. Really firm that back leg, really feel it in that calf. Lift those arches, but keep your foot grounded. When I say lift your arch, I don't mean twist your ankle. It's really subtle. It's really subtle. And then when we're ready, breath. So I need to shuffle forward a little bit. This back heel will lift up. That's absolutely fine. Don't worry about that at all. But remember to keep yourself forward. Keep those hips level. Put the belt on and see, are my hips level? And really push back on this leg. Can't really feel anything on this leg. I can feel it more on this leg, which is good. And when you're ready, so I'm not, my hands aren't together. They're like my head width apart. nice and tall, and really pull out the root. That'll take all the strain off your lumbar. Really pull. So you're going down, but you're pulling up as well. That'll really protect that. If you don't, I can feel that in my lumbar. So I'm just going to pull up now. Down a little bit further. Ready? Just twist your feet round and spring back. Now remember, if you think, oh, I'm feeling it a little bit, we're just going to hang down in Uttanasana. Remember, bend the knees if you need to. Hold the arms, half straight the legs. This isn't a pose where we're really going to try and get it, it's just a restful pose, so I find it more restful with my hands down. Lower the head. Just have a couple, 3, 4, 5 restful breaths. When you're ready to come up, remember, always protect your back, so we put our hands out and we lead with our chest. Okay. Never just come straight up, you will put a lot of strain on your back. So that's Virabhadrasana, that's Warrior 1.